prison doesn't have to be the end, that it can be the beginning. You know, a school is where you learn or teach, and prison is a school. There's so many bright people on this yard, creative, you know, visionaries, and just that confinement and keeping them from being able to live it's sad, because there's so much more to life. And that offering them, you know, a lot of people made that one mistake, some of them more so, but still, they're human. Right. I would say that I had a lot of misleading in my life. I followed the wrong path, and you know, I'm paying for those consequences, but that doesn't define me. When I came to prison, I looked around and I decided that I didn't want to make it my life. I'm very creative, I like doing things for my family, and since I couldn't be with them anymore, that was my only outlet to say I love you and I care for you and you're always on my mind. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna apply myself to this leather, show me what I need to do. The first thing I tooled, I had a guy tell me, have you done this before? And I said, no. He said, well, I've been tooling for 25 years and I've never been able to do tooling that good. He said, you have a gift. And that really inspired me. So I just went with it. And before I knew it, I was making everything I could make out of leather. Purses, wallets, sending it to my kids, my family members, and customers. They couldn't get enough of it. And it just made me want to do more. When you affect people that way, and you see that joy and that happiness you bring in their lives by something you've done with your hands, it does something to you. And it just creates this life force that you really never knew was there, and it just comes alive. How's that clutch purse holding up? I didn't really get it. Let me see.
All right, have you been
You just use it up, don't you? It was a gift, and it was something that I was doing. I wasn't stealing, I wasn't robbing. I was actually doing something constructive with my time, and it made me a better person. And it just grew and grew. And then when it got to the leather business and I started sending stuff out, same thing. The staff members were like, oh, you got to make me something. Please, you know, what's it going to cost? And so I got to where, you know, I didn't know how to charge people. I didn't want to feel like I was cheating my customer, but I didn't want to be cheating myself, and I certainly don't want to get out and not be able to make a living doing it. And this piece had a raw piece of leather here. It was ripped. And I told him, why don't you make that into a tree trunk?
Great.
You know, and you never know, and you wouldn't have known.
No.
But the way this thing all unfolded when we found out about your business, remember when we had class, and you talked about the way Tornado was and how you know, yeah, isn't that cool? This last year, it's all been about the people that I love and care for, and I apply my business to them. And it's really not a business, it's a labor of love. But I make things for my family, birthday gifts, Christmas, I try not to miss. But if I can squeeze some work in there, I will. But I've turned down a lot of work because I don't want to take on business I can't handle. You know, and being able to cater to my customers it's imperative for me to be successful. From your hearts to our hands. That's our motto. Yeah. This is like a mock-up of the computer.
That's beautiful.
And it'll sit in here, and then I'll have a little handle. It'll be carried, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But you know, you have a plan. You have little goals, long-term, short-term. You apply yourself and you accomplish those goals. It brings yourself out. You know, it's like these guys that were bringing their presentations and what they were saying. They hit it on the mark. But we all have this spirit and this thing in us that needs to be brought out. That takes discipline, it takes a desire, and you have to be driven. Well, I spent 14 years on this yard. There's several staff members that are here, have been here. I've watched them evolve from COs to lieutenants to captains. Them are the people that I'd want you to talk to. Them are the people I'd want you to say, who is this guy? What has he done on this yard? And you're going to get an honest report from them. If I tell you to talk to my friends, they might show a little more favor. But when you talk to one of these staff members that have been around me and seen me, they're going to tell you who I am. And I prefer that you did talk to them. You know, you can't ask my family because they really don't know me other than in letters, and they're going to always say something good. And that wouldn't be fair to you as a businessman, and it sure wouldn't be fair to me. Prison doesn't have to be a place to where you are completely confined. That your spirit can be open. If you believe in yourself, people are going to believe in you, in the things that you do. Because, you know, it's easy to talk, but when you do things and you actually apply yourself, you go places.